Değerli dostlar, üçüncü ve son filmimiz Adidas Gerçekliğin Sahibi başlıyor. Hepinize iyi seyirler diliyoruz.
Former Cambodian garment worker becomes Adidas co-CEO.
Yes, you heard it right. From working on the factory floor to jointly running one of the world's biggest brands. An amazing rags to riches story.
I am Vayana Pon. I am a newly appointed co-CEO of Adidas.
She starts work on Monday, and that's when we have the fashion show at Plata and unveil all of the different, what we call attitudes. It's not just designs, it's attitudes. And she's going to be there signing the agreement.
We had just landed in Berlin and we were guided into a room where clearly a runway show was going to happen. We were handed a slip of paper. Basically, they're saying that all of the labor abuse stuff that they've been doing for the entirety of the company's history is going to stop in a really big, specific way.
For the company that's long denied underpaying its workforce, the Adidas announcement was a spectacular victory for the forces of good. But was it all too good to be true? I'm afraid it was.
What's your real name, though?
My real name is Lion, or Lane Lion. I am a freelance journalist from Cambodia, where I cover garment factory issues. My editor assigned me to go to the factories, a bunch of factories in Cambodia that supply to Adidas.
តម្លៃពលកម្មករក្នុងម្នាក់តម្លៃមិនស្មើអាវគេមួយដែលយកទៅលក់នៅស្រុកក្រៅទៅហើយវាទៀតអ្វីដែលខ្ញុំគិតពួកខ្ញុំធ្វើខោអាវមួយទាំងមូលប៉ុន្តែការចំណេញរបស់គេវាច្រើនមួយ$1000ប៉ុន្តែការទទួលបានរបស់ខ្ញុំមិនបានមកដៃណាប៉ុណ្ណាផងតែនិយាយចឹងពីខ្ញុំចង់ផ្ញើសារទៅដល់ Adidas សូមឲ្យជួយផ្ដល់ប្រាក់អត្ថប្រយោជន៍ទាំងអស់ដល់កម្មករដែលប៉ះពាល់សម័យ COVID ផង
What happened when the pandemic hit is that brands refused to pay for their orders, they refused to pay for orders that were still in production and sometimes orders that were already completed. The brands like Adidas are simply able to just walk away and say, oh, we see that you're legally owed the money, but it's not our responsibility.
ចង់ផ្ញើទៅអ្នកប្រើប្រាស់នឹងដើម្បីសង្កត់តែ Adidas ដើម្បីឲ្យបណ្ដាលជាអ្វីមួយជាប្រាក់អីដែលសមរម្យឲ្យអ្នកដែលខាងផលិតនឹងឲ្យស្មើ
We have been calling on Adidas to sign the pay your workers agreement for quite a long time. So once they sign, they will commit to ensuring an end to wage and severance theft throughout their supply chain. It will involve setting up a severance guarantee fund, which would cost brands approximately 10 cents or less per item. We've done a lot of actions outside Adidas stores worldwide, but yet they still haven't taken any steps. So we really needed to make it unavoidable, and that's where the idea of working with the Yes Men came in.
Who are you with?
We are with a group called the Yes Men.
They serve up satirical humor laced with lunacy to call the media's attention to serious issues.
Len was connected with us by our friends at the Clean Clothes campaign who said Len would be a great person to be the new CEO.
Adidas's motto is impossible is nothing. So if that were to be true, what could they really do to shake up the way their business operates and to be the ethical leader that they position themselves as?
Let's break barriers so they stay broken for everyone, forever.
At least 3 people were killed in Cambodia on Friday when police opened fire on textile factory workers.
Everything, everybody, all the time.
The police were armed with rifles and pistols.
Got to be signed.
Jeans made in Cambodia usually sell in Europe and the United States for a higher price per pair than the workers' 58 euros a month. True.
សូមឲ្យក្រុមហ៊ុន Adidas ហ្នឹងពុកមិនដើម្បីជួយឲ្យពួកខ្ញុំហ្នឹងបានសំណងឲ្យបាន
We decided to make everyone believe that the new CEO was actually making radical changes by bringing on a co-CEO from the factory floor to look after ethics violations and to sign the pay your workers agreement. The company loves to say, impossible is nothing. And they also like to say, own the game. It's all over their ads. So we decided, a great way to spin that is actually we should introduce a line of clothing called Own the Reality.
Action! Reality wear is suffering forward fashion, really stressed by really stressed workers, finally being paid real wages.
Great. Can you do that one more time? And this time I want you to lean in and don't choke a dolphin.
Our consumers want a guarantee that their shirts don't choke a dolphin and their shoes aren't made by slaves.
Nice. Great.
We started off and we're thinking we're gonna do some clothes, 5 outfits initially. And then it got more and more because we wanted to make it really realistic. And
yeah, we were also inspired by the major injuries the textile industry workers are actually influenced by.
និយាយឲ្យអស់ទៅគឺជាញើសជាឈាមរបស់កម្មករមិនអានបានអាវមួយប៉ុណ្ណេះ
នឹងគឺគាត់បញ្ចូលមកខ្លាំងដូចជាស្ត្រីជាក់ស្ដែងគឺដូចជាស្ត្រីមួយពីព្រោះជាដើម
Do you know a pregnant person?
អញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យខ្ញុំបញ្ចូលមកជាងគេគឺការកំណត់ចំនួន aim was to make this visible and also to reach people who are so to say fashion victims. Not the true ones. The true ones are the people behind them, but to reach people who are maybe not thinking about this aspects, but mostly consuming and maybe even advertising the whole thing, and to give them a little disruption moment.
Yeah, disruption moment, definitely.
So on launch day, we sent out 2 press releases. One to the corporate world on a page that looked a lot like the Adidas corporate site. And then the second press release was more about the product launch, the reality wear line, on a website that looked more consumer facing. And then we waited. Good morning. Will Adidas be doing broadcast interviews around the new announcement? We'd love to have the new CEOs on CNN. So,
Yes. It's your job. I mean, boss. Yeah, I'm that.
Honestly, it was exploding all over the web.
So anders in the headlines engaged.
Der neue Geschäftsführer und CEO Björn Gulden setze auf radikale soziale und ökologische Verantwortung.
But we didn't have a lot of time because we had to actually go put on a fashion show.
You have no idea what to expect. Exactly. Okay. Fantastic. And find out. Let's be surprised.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. My name is Vadi Blatnick. I'm a senior creative director for Adidas. We're bringing somebody who started out on the sweatshop floor in Cambodia into the boardroom. Our new co-CEO, Vai Yanak Bwan.
I remember my first day as a garment factory worker when I wanted to go to the toilet for pee. I need to finish another 20 pieces of clothes. Otherwise, my salary would be deducted or I would be fired. So I was so excited to tell some personal story. Actually, I hear from the garment factory workers about the pee. So throughout the day, I need to hold my pee and still cannot finish that 20 pieces, only 10. It was really shocking to me to hear that as a journalist when I interviewed them.
តម្រង់នោមប៉ះពាល់ទៅដល់ស្ត្រីអញ្ចឹងគឺប្រឈមមុខជាងគេគឺស្ត្រី
During those days, I see the three stripes of Adidas everywhere. To workers, they are more like prison bars. The three stripes bar worker from collecting back pay. The three stripes stop us from seeking protection from sudden severance. The three stripes bars labor organizing that would get us out of poverty. The three stripes are a reminder of the kind of prison we are in. But it's not about sad thing tonight. I'm here to announce that this pay your workers agreement I have here is developed by garment workers, union laborers, NGOs, including Clean Clothes Campaign. So today I signed this agreement. Impossible is nothing.
I really like the idea of someone starting from the bottom and now being on top.
I am one. The new co-CEO of Adidas.
Da bin ich sprachlos erstmal, weil das finde ich geil. Und die Message ist natürlich granatmäßig dann.
Es muss sich einfach was ändern und ich finde gut, dass jetzt was passiert anscheinend.
Tonight you're going to witness something we call reality wear. When you see it, you won't be able to forget the suffering of workers. Each one of these garments has been pre-stressed by actual workers who wore it for up to 6 months before it was taken and remixed by our partners in this collection. Now we can let the rebranding begin with our first style, Barely Legal Standards, developed by Bad Bunny.
The branding, it was just like the perfect kickoff for the show. I could really like see on people's faces that they were shocked.
I think it's interesting that they're actually dealing with their own history of what a brand means.
Like also the emotions shifted very quickly. It was exciting to see everyone so uncomfortable, but I felt also uncomfortable.
Our next ensemble, developed by partner Phil, is the Union Buster Shoulder Pushers.
Blood was dripping from all their clothes and everything. I was like, okay, damn. That's a different story. That's not what I expected.
Our next attitude from Pharrell and the team at Human Race is the Super Worker Protector.
You know, it's maybe a little suspicious that Adidas changes their policy so quickly, but I don't know.
Next, we've got another knockout from Bad Bunny, the three stripes, you're out, full frontal formal.
I didn't have to process it in my head first and like realize what we saw. Like
felt a little disturbing, but I think that's what it was supposed to feel like.
The Balenciaga oversized strike breaker.
You really have to think about stuff like this, about environment, about workers, and I think it's important for the company's future.
We've done away with economics, but we're keeping the trickle down with this mother and son paired outfit, the fancy accident tracksuit, and the sweatshop sock shirt. It's the perfect gift mini dress. The emotion comes to life with the so right, so wrong. But what have we here? It's the back pay bivouac.
In launching a new line of clothing called Reality Wear, consisting of carefully distressed garments upcycled from clothing worn non-stop for 6 months by Cambodian women.
It's amazing that an international brand, so important brand, is taking a message about the world and taking responsibility and trying to make a change.
To me, the show was really shocking, I would say. It's good that they talked about it.
If you want to see the inhumanity, debased, graft, busybody, overstretched, tight scheduled tights. And now I feel like getting 50% off and 50% less. Here is the short-change swindle swallow.
So I didn't really expect the looks, but I was a bit surprised, but I really enjoyed it.
We shocked them with reality.
And remember, for those of you who said that this would be impossible, impossible is nothing.
You know, I thought it would be some wooing, you know? Who knows? But instead there was silent moment, respectful moment that have fueled my energy.
I'm so excited he still got goosebumps.
I feel like now it's up to Adidas to actually just do it. Oh wait, did I just make a mistake there?
So it wasn't until this event was completely done and me and all the other journalists are back on the bus when we were informed that this entire event was fake.
Their bullshit detectors did not go off, and no one bothered to check.
Adidas corporate actually had to release a statement saying that this was not a real Adidas event, which is incredible.
Adidas is battling backlash from a series of fake press releases that circulated the company's plans for some shocking changes.
It's been asking they're going to initiate legal action.
During this week's Berlin Fashion Week, it was forced to distance itself from a spoof marketing campaign.
News spread like wildfire, but that stance against labor violations turned out to be a hoax by Berlin designers Threads & Tits, the Yes Man, and the Clean Clothes campaign.
So, what was the point of the sting?
We want to raise awareness about the condition of garment workers, not only in Cambodia but around the world. អញ្ចឹងយុទ្ធនាការខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថាវាបានប្រយោជន៍មកដោយសារតែយើងធ្វើយុទ្ធនាការទៅដឹងតាមដល់អ្នកជាទិញអ្នកនេះដែរអីចឹងណា
While both of these actions are stunts, they carry a real reminder that Adidas needs to protect its workers by signing the Pay Your Workers agreement.
No one has signed it. No big companies have signed this Pay Your Workers campaign, but they need to sort of step up their act.
Wow.